Hey, good morning, Planet Hank Live show. We are back, man. Okay, so the last couple days I haven't been able to podcast appropriately because my computer laptop went down, which is BS, if you ask me. Complete BS. Like, I guess my battery is bulging. It's bulging out, and I can actually see some smoke burns on the console. So I know that they're telling the truth, man. You can see down by the computer keys that the entire laptop is starting to bulge up, which means it's almost time for Hanky Boy to get a new laptop. There's Susan Hubble in the chat. Man, Susan Hubble, I seen your pictures of you at the doctor's with your knee surgery. I hope you are feeling better. The Planet Hank Live show is going to be doing a couple different things today. We've got a bunch of really dope stories. We've got a bunch of Brattleboro news recaps. I know a lot of people like coming in here, seeing the Brattleboro news and hearing the backstories, talking about what my new gig, being a news reporter, and telling the story of what's going on in my town, getting out there, making different types of videos. Big shout out to fact8.com for helping make that happen. And we are also popping around Vermont doing a bunch of different meetings, hearings, live streams, travel videos, and doing all of that. She goes, "Thank you for the holla, Big Daddy. Daddy-O Hank." That's right. Blaine says, "What up, brother?" Yo, so if you haven't seen it, we got some new videos popping out for Brattleboro News. It's been a busy, busy weekend. Tons of arrests. Tons of different stuff going on. Let me send out some links here. I was going to try to invite somebody today and see if they were all about it. I have to... Your login code. Proof from another device. Okay, Joe Mitchell. Everybody. Yes, I am... Yes, it was me. Continue. This was me. I'm logging in from a net. Yep, continue. Save the device. There it is. Boom. Choose a way to prove that it's me. I got to prove that it's me. I'm sending out a link to my boy, Zach Kalmus. Let's get Zach Kalmus back on the plantation. We've kept him in solitude long enough. I sent him a link. Who knows if he'll pop in or if he won't. What's up, brother? We got a bunch of different types of people popping in. See, the thing is that these news stories reach such a broad audience of people. It's like a whole new demographic of people that we're sort of changing things up a little bit. I like it. I like the change. You know what I mean? It makes everything a little more interesting, having some added different style of content, different things going on. She goes, Zach Kalmus, big bow. Look at that. Yeah. Scotty Price says, Hank, fire. What up, brother? Tag some people up. So during this part of the show, make sure you grab you some coffee. Okay, big shout out to Scott Burton of Bare Knuckle Hall of Fame Police Gazette for always sending me the dopest gear. The dopest gear. Okay, I got this nice cup from him along with a whole other swag pack of all kinds of different stuff. Okay, make sure you get some coffee. Man, I'm tired this morning. Shout out to Jeff Bush, Cherokee Diversified. Shout out to DR Roofing Solutions LLC, really helping me out with the sponsorship, really getting it done. I was able to purchase a new scanner, okay, to help out with the night crawling, be able to chase down some of these police situations, get some of these calls in. Hold on. This scanner is freaking amazing. I gotta say it. Let me pop this down right here. Wow, this scanner right here, this is the new scanner. This thing is amazing. Okay, this makes the night crawling so freaking easy. Now I'm able to use the phone. I'm able to carry this with me in and outside the car. Allows me to like be mobile on foot. It's, and because a lot of the police stations, they pick up only P25 scans. Okay. P25 is a digital frequency. So if you just have like one of the old school scanners like we all grew up with, it won't pick up the police. They're smarter than that. You know what I mean? They're way smarter. They don't want any old dumbass crackhead being able to pick it up and chase him down and know what's going on. So I had to, get this scanner. Sponsorships really helped out with that. Big shout out to my boy, Janet Christensen in there. She says, "You so funny." He goes, okay, Blaine writes, Blaine Perrault, and I think I'm saying that right, Blaine Perrault. He goes, "I went by that lady on Canal Street Saturday night when the cops were there." Oh, boy, then you must have seen me. Then you must have seen me out there. Janet Christensen, Nisanthan, Steve Tyson, Abby Rexon, Abdi Shakur. Oh, there's Scott Burt. Big shout out to Scott Burt. Bare Knuckle Hall of Fame, Police Gazette. Thank you for the sponsorship of the mug, okay? And I just got confirmation during our sports segment that my homeboy Elvin Brito is going to pop into the show, Electro Voltini. Let me go ahead and send out the link for Elvin Brito to pop into the chat. During this segment, I am asking for people to share up the live stream. Elvin Brito just got that, what's going on? Elvin Brito won his fight, and he was so happy about it, I have to get him on here, and we got to talk about this. Oh, man, I can't pull up his name. There we go. I'll have to manually send him the link. Ramesh Satur, Blake Henderson. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. We got Billy Goat in the chat. What's up, Billy Goat? What up, Billy Goat? We got the Billy Goat in the chat. I'm sending out a link right now manually to Elvin Brito. Boom. There we go. If you guys could share it up, we sure would like that, okay? Let me forward this to Elvin Brito. Boom. Done. Now we're back in the chat. Share it up. Share it into your story. Share it into everything else, and let's get into it. Let's play a Brattleboro news story that I had happen not too long ago. I'll play the video.
Breaking news.
And then you comment.
I'm Hank with Brattleboro News and PlanetHank.com. I'm responding to a call that Brattleboro police got of a driver speeding up 91 North, headed from Massachusetts. He ran through spike strips from the Mass State Police and was able to escape up into Vermont. He drove all the way from Massachusetts, all the way from Connecticut, and finally made it up to the Black Mountain Square in northern Brattleboro, where he tried to go across the grass and got his vehicle stuck. The driver abandoned his vehicle and ran across the parking lot as Patrol Sergeant Hamilton of the Brattleboro Police pulled in. This happened April 19th, about 12:30 a.m. The police conducted a search for about 40 minutes until they were able to find the suspect walking south on Putney Road out of the Black Mountain Inn towards Aspen Dental parking lot, where they were ultimately able to make contact, identify the subject, and place him in handcuffs and place him under arrest. The truck is located behind me. You can see an officer here. He's still on the scene doing his investigation. The driver seems to have attempted to drive across the grass and got his truck stuck. He couldn't get up the other side, and he couldn't get up this side, and he abandoned the vehicle. Patrol Sergeant Hamilton was pulling into the scene when he saw this happening, and he saw the driver leaving the vehicle. I was able to get a statement from the sergeant.
We had someone run from an out-of-state police force, Mass State Police, and we ended up locating him here in Brattleboro, crashed in some pop tires. So Eventually located the operator who was not with the vehicle when we found it, and detained them, and now they're in our custody.
It was really great to see the Brattleboro police and the way that they handled themselves professionally. As soon as they got this call, they were completely dedicated to finding this guy. From the moment they got the call of the driver headed north on 91, they were on it. There were officers all over the highway heading north and south on 91. They were all over exit 1, 2, and 3. And before the driver could even exit the vehicle here at Black Mountain Square, the officers were on the scene. They witnessed him leave the vehicle and make his way away from the scene where he ditched the truck. A small search pursued. It took about 30 minutes for Brattleboro police driving up and down Putney Road. They drove behind Hannaford's Market. They drove into the inn, the Black Mountain Inn, and all around the area looking for the subject. They stopped a few people and asked them what their name was and if they had identification. And ultimately, the suspect walked out of the Black Mountain Inn, and Sergeant Hamilton said that he immediately recognized the man because of his baseball hat and what he was wearing and how he was acting. He headed south on foot, walking down Putney Road, and Sergeant Hamilton pursued him on foot, and you started seeing all of the Brattleboro SUVs starting to swarm on him. They were able to take the suspect into custody with no further incident. An arrest is not an admission of guilt. Being arrested does not mean that you're guilty of a crime, and the investigation is ongoing. I'm Hank with Brattleboro News and PlanetHank.com.
Man, I'll tell you, for a little old town like Brattleboro, we got some big city problems up here. This story right here has gotten so many views. So many people have messaged me and commented on it, shared it, but like sending me messages and talking about it, asking me questions. They want all kinds of details about it. Big shout out to everybody popping in. Blake Henderson, all is well. What's good, my guy? Look at Scott Burt right here. He writes, "You sound like someone I'd allow to read my grandkids a bedtime story, for God's sake." So a lot of people, when they hear me doing the news, they're like, "Man, I had no idea that you could talk normal, that you could act normal," because they always see me on the podcast yelling and laughing. Everything I do on here is yelling. Yo, what up, Bear Bennett? Big shout out to Bear Bennett. So let me recap this news story, man. So this guy, he comes up. Oh, and I have some juicy details about an email that I got in concern to this whole story. But anyway, so of course, while I'm trying to sit down, get something to eat, we get this crazy call that the call comes across the scanner that there's basically someone driving north on 91 at 100 miles an hour. Okay, and we hear spike strips, and they outran the state police, the Massachusetts State Police, and came into Vermont. It was like, what the heck? They were hearing all the details of the car, as far as it's a Dodge, it's a silver Dodge Ram, blah, blah. It's going over 100 miles an hour. And we're hearing the tires are popped. It's going 100 miles an hour. So I'm expecting this car to be coming up with sparks flying out, you know. So we all drove around, picking up, trying to go to all three of the first exits. Like, if you know where Brattleboro is, we're our exit 1, 2, and 3 when you cross the border from Massachusetts. So there's nowhere for this guy to go. We have a welcome center, and we have 3 exits. And we have more than enough officers to basically... check all 3 exits and swarm around in the area. Somehow, this guy makes it all the way to exit 3, gets off the exit, and pulls around basically the rotary. If you saw my accident on the rotary video, that roundabout, for people who don't know what a rotary is. So the officer saw him ditch the vehicle. This guy pulls his truck. He tries to drive across the grass and has no tires. So immediately the rims, he has alloy wheels. It's a nice truck. Like, dude, it was like a brand new truck with a V8 engine and everything. Immediately, it sinks down into the grass. And he starts peeling out, and you can see, like, I showed a little of the divots in the grass in the video, but there was so much more like burnouts. He, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was a powerful truck. And he got stuck. It sunk right down, and he got stuck. So we jumped out of the vehicle and, like, ran across the street before the cop could pull in. We were all like, I was hearing it come over the radio because everybody was like, is that the truck? He was like, I kind of have a silver pickup truck, but they couldn't believe where it was. And then he saw it go down into the grass. And the Officer Hamilton, the one I'm always getting the statements from, he's the patrol sergeant. You hear it in his voice. He's like, so I've got a silver Ram pickup truck in the grass at Black Mountain Square. And it's like, right then you can feel it. Like, immediately I got the call on the scanner, and it's like, whip the car around. I was all the way across town, so I was like, crap, I got to get over there. And then all the other cruisers start, beelining to the site. She goes, I saw it. Brattleboro News. OTM Marketing Podcast Heroes. Big trucks are for small wieners. Ryan LaPointe writes, Hank. So then we're all sitting there while the pursuit, all the SUVs are driving around, and we're out on Putney Road, and we're sitting there going, man, he's going to show up. And I'm just sitting there in the truck doing my video, getting the footage, waiting to see what happens. And all of a sudden, across the radio, you hear someone go, we just got a call from Black Mountain Inn. So where the truck was abandoned is Black Mountain Square, and right across the street is Black Mountain Inn, okay? They go, we just got a call from Black Mountain Inn. Someone just tried to book a room with a fake name. And right then, you hear, like, the proverbial eye roll, and we're all like, oh my God. And you see all the SUVs down the street like turn around, and it was like, dude, there's no way that's not him. It's clearly him. Okay. And then all of a sudden you see this guy just like walking out, trying to pretend like he, was nonchalantly walking down Putney Road, dude, 1:00 in the morning, headed south into the darkness. Like there's nothing down there. Okay. You can't nonchalantly walk out of the Black Mountain Inn and go down the highway, down Putney Road into like nowhere. There's no businesses. There's no hotels. There's no stores open. You're going the wrong way. If you were going to like walk out and act like you were doing something, you could walk towards McDonald's or the gas station, act like you're going over there getting a bite to eat or something. There's all the fast food places north, nothing to the south. So immediately we were all like, oh my God, is that him? And then I see Sergeant Hamilton's body language just change, and he's like, he starts walking all stiff towards him and like speeding up. And you see like all the other SUVs that comes across the radio, and he turns his radio down. He's trying to like keep it. Packer Justin writes, what's good, bro? Loving the local news. Keep it up. Keep up the great work. Yes, dude. I'm telling you, the Brattleboro News is here to stay. People love it. We're doing a little recap. We're doing a little funny recap on it. The Brattleboro News. So then basically the SUVs swarm on him, and he doesn't even try. I thought he was going to run. The way he was going, and he started like walking a little faster and gets to the Aspen Dental parking lot, I swear to God, I was like, he's going to book across. And I had my cops moment because all of a sudden, Sergeant Hamilton starts running, and then I'm running behind him while I'm filming and stuff, and you see the camera, like, shaking, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, we're doing it. We're doing it. We're making Cops, the TV show. And then we see the officer just stopped. Just stopped him. He didn't run away. He didn't do anything. In my opinion, and I'm not an officer, I do not have a sobriety test. I don't know. I have no evidence. I'm just witnessing this. I will say I think he was wasted. I think he was pissed drunk. Because I was like, what's going on? Why is this dude whatever. And he goes, oh, I'm gonna send Carlos Trinidad Snake a link. There we go. I just got a message. I'm sorry. But yeah, so in my opinion, he was drunk. That's what I think was going on. Okay? So I don't know that, but he was slurring his words. He had on kind of like new, nice clothes. He had a white hat. You see him in the video getting handcuffed. He didn't look like he was, a druggie or anything like that, but he was slurring his words. And at one point, he turned towards the officer and was talking. The officer was like, turn towards the vehicle. Don't make this any worse for yourself. And he was like, no, I'm not doing it, And like, he wasn't causing a scene or doing anything wrong. He goes, do people say that when Hank's not stoned? Man, so I got an email shortly after I posted this video. I got this email. Some lady emailed me angry as hell about this video. She said, can you take that down? Blah, blah, blah. This man has mental health issues, blah, blah, blah. Let me pull it up. Let me just pull the email up. I will just read the email. It's funny. The news reaches all kinds of different people, okay? And it's very powerful. People see this and they go, oh, man, blah, blah, blah. She said, can you take the video down, the man in the truck with the tires? You just posted it a day ago. Oh, yeah, I understand your concern. Unfortunately, that is not possible to take the video down. I hope you understand. She says, I hope you understand. I understand your position. Your little hobby is based on exploiting others to get clicks and likes based on content, maybe even paid. Unfortunately, my lawyer has asked me to reach out to you directly and ask that you take it down. Because that's the easy part of this. As the owner, yes, it's easy for you to remove it from all 4 of your social media platforms. If it's not removed, your personal name, hobby, and business will be included in a lawsuit. My lawyer has already sent me your personal information, which includes your family as well. If he ends his life, which is part of this, your part was aiding and abetting, slander, invasion of privacy, as this wasn't on a public platform prior to your video, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. There's already a lawyer involved, and because you are a private individual, not a public agency or an actual news outlet, I am asking you to remove it. If you are declining, please send me the information of the lawyer that has advised you of your rights to this type of hobby and your current personal E&O insurance agent who can speak with my lawyer. As an independent news source, you should carry E&O insurance along with general liability. I'm assuming you have that. I understand that most people might take this lightly. However, this is truly a matter of loss of life and emotional distress at this point. And I was like, okay, lady, you're threatening threats of lawsuit. I was like, what are we, like 10? You know what I mean? Absolutely ridiculous. Yo, I see you, brother. He goes, real life Karens. She said, K, bye. She said, he must have been white. White people have mental, white people's moms, mental health issue, black people's moms. He was always a good boy. Here we go. We got our first guest. Yo, my boy Elvin Brito in the chat. What's up, Elvin Brito?
Chilling, bro. I'm at the plaza here. Fucking yeah, we'll call my dad. As soon as I got some money, my car shut on me. So.
Oh, you got some money. You got some money. That's what I heard.
As soon as I got a little bit, I'm like, hey, my car's like, give it to me.
Yo, so we were just talking about this news story. You seen the news I've been doing, right? My new job?
Yeah, I know. I've seen that you're pissing people off all over the world now.
Yo, so I got this Karen. She said, basically, it's my fault that she's going to sue me, that I'm not allowed to film anything anymore, and if this guy kills himself, it's my fault. And I was sort of like, Man, if your lawyer told you that it's Hank's fault, I would suggest you get your money back. Okay, like, I mean, we have the freedom of the press in the U.S. Okay, the freedom of the press and the First Amendment. Like, are you shitting
What's up,
me?
man? You gonna be in California? You gonna be reporting over there too, or what?
No, for the fights in California, I wish. Fight week. Are you going to California?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Dude, now that you all rich,
I
now
always
that you're
go-
all
I always
rich
go-
with the
Rich,
big purse from.
shit. Give me money. I want to fight again. I ain't rich. Rich, I swear.
Bro,
I'm
tell
ready
me
to-
about
thank
the
God
win.
I'm good. I can fight again next. I can fight this week.
Tell me about that win, man. Tell me about it, because I know that felt good, bro.
That was great, man. It actually went the way I thought it was gonna be. You know, I knew it was gonna be a punishment for all the time that I've been out and for all these bullshit decisions I've been doing. And it's just for underestimating me. It was. I already knew how it was gonna go down. I just had to let everybody know. I pretty much, my whole plan going there was to fucking go in there and punish them and kind of shit on everybody. So everything went the way I wanted. I'm ready to go again though. I was still ready to fight afterwards, and yeah, I didn't expect anything else. I don't know what they expected, but I'm like, the hell were you think? What were you thinking?
Yeah, what was it?
But yeah.
What did you expect? Yo. So for people just checking in who don't know who this is Elvin El Bandito Brito. He is a
Fucking
bare
champ,
knuckle
bro.
boxer. He's a professional athlete. He had a fight over the last weekend, and he got his big win. He stopped his opponent in 30 seconds.
40
and
seconds, yeah.
It was a super emotional moment for him. He's got a lot of fans. He's got a lot of people who watch this show, and he needed that. And after
we all
the fight,
needed that shit. It wasn't just me. We all needed that shit.
that was like
There was
therapy for all of
There was a
us,
lot
bro.
of people yelling at the screen. So it was good. It was good. I wasn't the only one. So
You landed
Yeah.
what was it? A left? You landed like a left, right, straight right.
straight right. He was left-handed.
Oh, a straight right off the bat and on his
As soon
chin.
as the fight started, I landed that right. Boom. And then, when I landed again, solid again, it was over.
Scott Burt writes, a Police Gazette boxing champ, both in and out of the ring.
Yeah, my man. You know how we do it. Yeah.
Yo, after the fight, Elvin started yelling.
I need another fight because I gotta make up a lot of stolen time. So I want to
Yes.
get right back in there again. And
Tell
the
me-
reason I say stolen time because the one thing that was good is that all the adjustments that I made to my style all were able to settle in because it was 8 months of inactivity. So I was able to just kind of sit into this new style and just let it become normal. So it's perfect. I'm really excited about my next couple fights, and I want to get my belt back. I would.
Any names? What kind of names? Like, who do you want to fight?
I'll fight anybody, but I'll fight anybody to get to my belt. And right now, Charles holding my belt. I know there's really no other competition besides me for him in BKFC. So, I can't wait to eventually get to him, even if I have to go through a couple bodies first. And I'm not going to be looking past anybody. I'm just going to look right through them. But yeah, whoever they put in front of me, I hope they put him in the little cage with me. I like the 16-footer. And
You like the small prospect ring, not the big one.
Yeah, I just, after the shit they've been doing to me, man, I just get it over with, man. This is somebody's. Let's get fucked. Let's hurt each other. Somebody's gonna get hurt every time. I've been saying, since they announced my fight in the ring, I'm like, somebody's gonna get hurt. It's gonna be me or you, and my bet's on you being the one that gets hurt. But it's okay if we both get hurt. Let's bleed. We'll bleed together. We'll be close by the time we're done.
So
But I'm getting my
looking
belt
up.
back.
Looking up in the roster, you got to take on one of these guys that are up in that top 5.
I would love to go to England because I got my passport. I would love to go to England.
Connor Tierney.
Well, Connor Tierney's coming off a loss. The other dude that knocked out
Franco. Danny Christie.
I like the matchup between me and him, but I said he's coming off a loss, so I want to keep.
What about-
I'm trying to scale. I'm trying to scale
What
up to that. I'm
about-
trying to jump up to that belt, man. I want it.
What about
the best
Carlos
guys,
Trinidad
Big-
Snake?
I will fight Carlos. I'll fight Carlos again if he's willing to fight me again. If he wants to fight me again, it doesn't matter because I'm trying to get the belt anyway. If he wants to get the belt, eventually he's gonna have to deal with me. I'm just hoping it's in the little cage. You know, I'm hoping we can do all the fights in that little thing because I don't want to play around, man. Let's fight. You know, that's how we're gonna do it.
What is that bell?
I'm in downtown at the plaza.
That sounds nice there, bro.
Yeah. I'm downtown at the Yabucoa, and the town next door. And I'm at the plaza, and it's 11 o'clock, so it goes off 11 times.
Ah.
Yeah.
He goes, Brito versus Lindsay is the fight to make.
Jake Lindsay would be a good fight too. Lindsay's a really tough dude.
I got my boy
the only
Trinidad
reason-
Snake right in here.
Oh, that's the right there.
What's up?
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Yo, hold on. Can you
going
hear
on,
us,
brother?
Trinidad?
Okay, there it is. There it is.
What's
I
going
couldn't
on?
hear you.
gotta
at first.
Slide to your left. Yeah, there you go.
Oh man, Carlos got a big fight coming up now, too. We're all going
Who
for
you-
the same shit.
The 165 division is lit at BKFC. It definitely is.
It's getting hot. You know, it's getting good. You know, yeah.
He goes, Jeff Bushroads, Carlos Trinidad Snake is underrated. Yo, he's kind of frozen on here.
When I fought Snake, people were like, "Oh, this is gonna be an easy fight." I'm like, bro, like that's the same thing when I fought Julio Garcia, who's a world champion. They're like, "Oh, this is an easy fight." I'm like, "Are you crazy? Like, it's a world champion." And it's the same thing when I fought Snake. I was like, Snake is already a proven fighter. I saw Snake get fucking dropped, nasty, and get up and win the fight fair and square.
Yes, bro.
So I already knew
Here he
that
is,
coming
he's
into the
back.
fight. I'm like, this guy. Not
There
only
he
does he have
goes.
a tricky style. Yeah, I was just talking
What
about
up,
it.
I
Carlos?
didn't know if it was his signal or my signal. My bad.
Not only does Carlos have a tricky style, he moves back, he does. But if you hurt him, he's not gonna quit. If you drop him, he's gonna get up and he's gonna go till he can't go no more. You know, I already knew that going into the fight. You know, so it's just, but just like I knew what fight I was getting into with his last fight, I knew what I was going into this fight, this last fight I got into. You know, even though the guy's 3-0 on paper looks good, I know this is bare knuckle. There's levels to this shit.
Did you see that win for him, Carlos? You seen him put the Jafar Ford away, mad quick?
Yeah, that was quick, man.
Yeah.
Right back into the rank. It's my boy.
That's
Yeah.
right. Again, it goes to show, like the guy said, that guys like Carlos, he is underrated because I couldn't beat his ass like that. And I was trying.
He said, Mike Kanowski writes, Carlos Snake point fought against Elvin for that W. Oh,
Well,
boy.
you know, listen. This is the fight game. Look, listen, this is the fight game. And like I said, I always call it like I see it. I don't have to bullshit for nobody. Even if I thought I won the fight. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. Because guess what? The fucking retarded judges, they saw it the way they wanted to see it, and and he thought he won too. Like, we're at the mercy of the judge. Unless I knocked him out, it wasn't. So I'm not gonna.
He said, "Shots fired! Shots fired!"
It was definitely. It was up in the air for sure.
Fight game, man. I love this shit, man. You know, I love this shit. I'm glad that Carlos getting his main event fight, and this is a big fight for both these guys. And a lot of
Who
people.
you fighting, Carlos? Announce your fight.
Yo, we taking on Dustin Pegg, number 4 ranked.
A lot of
That's
people
a
will see you
good
as
fight.
the underdog in this fight. A lot of people will see you as the underdog coming into this fight. Yes.
People been sleeping on Carlos
yeah.
every
Yeah.
time he wins some. Everybody
I'm at a meeting
talks
and I'm
down.
talking to all these different guys, and I'm like, man, I'm surprised I'm the only guy that thinks that Carlos is gonna win. I'm like, I don't know, man. It's a style thing, you know. It's a style thing, and I know that pace getting better, but I know like it's gonna be a good fight, you know.
For sure.
Carlos,
It's gonna
Carlos,
be,
how you gonna go about paying?
Man, I'm gonna pick him apart. I'm gonna just use my bigger body, man. You know, I think he's a little smaller. I think he has a certain style. I think I already figured out his game plan. He's definitely a shorter fighter. You know what I mean? He definitely has some movement forward. It's
He's a stocky boy. He's one of them jacked up boys.
He's tough, but he's punchable, bro. He got a punchable face, and I know you got.
Yeah. No, for sure. I think
it's all really gonna come down to how much damage can he give you back. You know, can he make it a dog fight? Can he take that game? It's all about who's gonna impose it. You got 10 minutes. If it gets to that, and as soon as that first bell ring, whoever the better fighter is gonna be, that's the guy who's gonna win. You know. If you guys are going out like you should,
I think it'll be a good fight. I like Peg. I think it's definitely a good challenge. I think ever since I started fighting, the level of opponents have definitely gone up, and kind of like especially since I fought Elvin, because I feel like the onus is more on me to prove myself now. You know, now that I'm fighting top level guys, and I just feel like I've been doing it, and I feel like Dustin Peg is the answer for me for sure.
They keep so again in the comments he wrote, Peg is a brawler, and Snake is gonna have to point fight him for that W. What is up with this point fighting comment, bro?
Hey, they're sleeping on me, Hank. I swear, I'm gonna show them.
It's like the same thing. Look, that's the same shit. When you get in there fighting, it's the same thing. Everybody's like, Elvin doesn't even hit. Anybody who says that I don't hit hard is because I never hit him. As soon as I hit you, you stop saying that bullshit. Like he don't hit hard.
You landed on this one.
Maybe he does because they only say that because you haven't been hit. You only say that about Snake because he hasn't fucking fucked you up.
He hasn't landed a knockout yet.
Shit, you know?
Did you not? He just needs that big knockout. You get that big knockout, people are gonna start to, you know what I mean, like, and it comes.
Man. Yeah,
you gotta fight. Sure. You gotta fight the way you fight. You know what I mean? Like you gotta fight and keep it to who you are as a fighter. Like you can't just go, okay, they're a brawler. Let me go out there and take a bunch of ridiculous risks and lose the fight. You know, like that's not how it's.
I'm telling you, I'm taking the dub, man. This one's mine for sure, 100%. You want to make some money? Bet on me. If I'm the underdog, for sure. I've never been the underdog yet.
Yeah, it's gonna be real tempting, bro. It's gonna be real tempting. I'll tell you
that. Carlos came on here last time, and he told me, okay, so some fighters, they want more fights, and they were willing to fight down in the roster. They were willing to fight a opponent behind them in the rankings so that they could get more volume. And Carlos told me straight up, he said, absolutely not. He goes, I'd rather not fight. I want to move up every fight. I want to fight someone harder. So when I look back at my box rec, it's only names that I'm proud of, you know, and doesn't want to build his record off of anybody, you know, that he thinks is an easy win at all.
I'm sorry, guys. I got to run, Hank.
Later, Elvin. Congrats on the win, brother.
I see you.
Yes, sir. Congratulations.
Yo, Elvin Brito's a G, bro. I was so proud of him when he got that win, man. Like, you know,
that was a good win, man. That was a good finish. It was quick.
These prospect cards with like the lower, you know, there's a bunch of no-namers on there. It's like a little different direction BKFC took, which a lot of people bitch about. They all bitch and say, hey, look, this is not it. You know, I don't know who these guys are, and there's some unskilled guys. But I'll tell you, when Elvin was on there getting a knockout, I was like, that fixed the card. I was like finally cheering for a moment there.
No, it was a good fight, man, especially against Jafar Fort. You know, he just he took out another one on the top 5, whatever, on the list. So it just like I said, threw him back in the rankings. It was a good win for him, man. I'm proud of him.
So what your record right now is 4-0, and this one will be 5-0?
Yes, sir.
Man, so I mean 5-0. I mean, you start when you know all the drama with these other guys. They start getting to 5-0, and you start hearing these. You know, people start to recognize you. I feel like in BK, like it's really hard to take that away. The 5-0 mark is where all of a sudden it's like, okay, we got a guy here, and you know, so you get this win. I mean, you know, not to look past your opponent because you got a tough motherfucker in front of you, but you get this win, and what do you expect? I mean, you're gonna have to call out the belt at that point, right?
100%, man. I'm taking the belt. I think I beat Austin Trout anyway, every way, man. I think it's already mine for sure. It's already secured. Dustin Peg is, like I said, it's not gonna be an easy fight for sure, but it'll definitely be my fight, 100%. I don't care. I'll make it the dog fight. I'll make it the brawl fight. Whatever it has to be. I'm gonna take that dub home for sure. I'm getting the belt. I'm getting my title shot. This is the way everything I work for real. I'm not gonna get this close and fail.
Ryan Perez, the manager for Slaughterhouse Boxing. We've seen him all over the web making his comments. But he said, if you don't sell tickets, you'll be too expensive and won't get the fights, the Jared Grant effect. Man, so when you try to – so, you know, where are you from? You're from the West, right? And
Omaha, Nebraska.
Omaha, Nebraska. So, like, if they don't have a fight in Omaha, it's probably pretty hard for you to sell tickets, man. Do you ever get, you know what I mean? You sell tickets down in Florida or anywhere like that, you know?
They've never put me anywhere else, so I guess I couldn't really tell you. They always had me fight over here in Omaha just because this is where I'm from. I'm a draw over here.
You sell tickets over there? You got, I mean, you bring in a lot.
Tickets over here, man. I'm telling you, you watch my fights, man. The ovations are for me every time.
So, I mean, that's sort of, we've seen them do this before, is where they get their guys in each of their locales and then they, like, you know, figure out who can sell a shit ton of tickets and then push them, you know, and, you know, if you're winning all your fights, selling all the tickets, you know, it only makes sense. So, where is this fight? Is he coming out to you?
Yeah, he's coming to Omaha. He's coming to my town.
There you go. So you got to sell more tickets. You got to make that happen because, there, you know, as sad as it is, people be, you know, fighters always talk about stuff and say, hey, I don't like tickets. I don't like social media, blah, blah, blah. I shouldn't have to do this. You know, we had a video a while ago with Tom Schoaf. Tom Schoaf went off about it. He was like, you are the promoter. I am the fighter. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do your job for you. He was like, I'm not going to cook the meal and then have you eat it. You know, it's like, and it, you know, but it's just sort of the name of the game. You know, you're prize fighting. You kind of got to put the pieces together. You got to have a social media. You got to sell tickets. You got to get some hype around you and you got to win your fights. And for you, the next step is we need that knockout. Okay.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, I don't know what Tom Schoaf's deal is about the tickets, man. Like, that's just money lost to me. That's money in the air, you know.
And he's a draw.
I'm out here pushing those tickets. Yeah, and he is a draw, you know. And
bro.
so
what the fuck?
So maybe it's different, you know what I mean, for him, you know, but because maybe where he's from, he just pulls tickets like that. But, you know, I'm out here pushing him, man. Like I said, I want everybody to see me. I want everybody to see the climb. I'm going to be the fucking champion here soon. So.
Mike Kanowski writes, and that's why Tom Schoaf is gone. Exactly. And they pushed him. I feel like they pushed him. Like, we all know who he is by name. You see a picture, I know exactly who it is. They put him in all their highlight reels with that handlebar mustache. Like, man, it was Tom Schoaf. I mean, they pushed him. So the fact that he wasn't, I don't know if he was, I don't have that information if he was selling or he wasn't, but he definitely was pissed off about it. I know that was a big thing. You know what I mean? When is the fight? When is the fight with Dustin?
May 17th.
May 17th coming up. So you got about a little less than a month. Blah, blah. You got a cut? How's that?
It's going great, man. I've been training for a while for this, so everything's going to schedule. Just up in Denver with a couple of my friends. Had a great camp up there. So it's just everything's coming together. Like I said, I've manifested all of this. I knew I would be here. I told everybody, my coaches, you know, my family, that I would get to this point in bare knuckle. I know a lot of people, when I started, I was young. And so, and really, there's not really like a lot of young people in it, you know, so a lot of people didn't have a lot of faith in me, but I always knew I could get here. I always knew I was a badass for sure.
So I'm sitting here. Did you watch, I have a little story here that I'm going to put up. Did you watch my man Ryan Garcia over the weekend? You watch boxing?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yo, Ryan Garcia got the win. I'm going to play a little bit of this. Here's Ryan Garcia.
Everybody said, oh, this fight doesn't belong on the East Coast. And this, look at the arena.
That's what Ryan Garcia is going to look like soon.
They're going to be through the roof. And Ryan Garcia as the champ. Come on, baby. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you guys for coming. But first and foremost, I want to thank Jesus Christ, the King of Kings, Lord of Lords. All glory to Him. You You know, this is why people need to stop believing everything on the internet and stop, living in a false reality. And
This motherfucker, you
should worry about is the kids.
tricked everybody, and now you're coming out
Real
here
shit
talking
going on in
shit,
the
bro.
world. Open your eyes.
I ain't even listening to any more of this. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all we're.
Yeah.
That's.
That
He
got
said
me for sure.
people were hating, bro, and I'll tell you, I bet on him because I did not take the bait, and I trolled some of my friends in our group and everything because I seen it. I was like, bro, he's hanging out with Mayweather. Next thing you know, he's fucking out here saying he's crazy. He's on coke. He's not gonna do a good job. Then he came out bitching about like the child pedophilia thing, and then honestly, did he get arrested? Because I don't even think he did. All we saw him was sitting in like a hotel room saying, they took my phone. I don't know what's going on, and everybody was like, Ryan Garcia's crazy.
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia is so crazy now. He can't fight, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, bro, it's Ryan Garcia. He can fight, okay? Yeah. He's going to fight, and he's going to do well. And when I seen him come out 3 pounds heavy, and he was like in that picture, the dude looked solid as hell, man. And I was like, dude, he just trolled the F out of everybody, dude. He tricked everybody. Got a plus 550 underdog rating against Hanny. And then whooped his ass with 3 knockdowns. What did you think? You thought he was going to lose?
Honestly, I didn't think he was going to do all that. You know what I mean? I thought he was going to go out there and kind of get smashed. I thought Haney was a little bit bigger, obviously bigger than Davis, you know what I mean? So I thought he was going to be a little longer, be more of a problem for him.
He looked little as hell in there with Ryan.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was just it was a dope fight. It was a crazy fight. It definitely was an upset, because I didn't have him winning. I thought I was waiting to see him act crazy in the ring or do something crazy, So it was a fun fight, and it was dope. Man. It was dope. It definitely brought some hype back to boxing for sure.
I agree. That's what I was saying right off the bat. I was like, bro, they just trolled everybody. They told us all that Ryan Garcia, they let us tease him for this long, get some hype, made everybody think that they got him in the bag. And I said, he's going to come out, he's going to beat that ass, and then he's going to turn right around and they're going to do the Tank rematch. And it's going to make everybody tune back into boxing. And it's kind of like, dude, it like wrote itself. I mean, it's going to happen. I mean, obviously, he missed weight by 3 pounds purposely, I felt like, and he had to pay $1.5 million on a personal bet that he had with Hanny.
I don't know if that's on purpose. Come on. I don't think he wanted to give up 1.5. Come on now.
He came out and said, why would I drain myself and make myself feel like shit? He's like, I'm here to win this fight, and it was kind of like, if you can afford it, it's sort of like definitely a thing, and I know BKFC isn't in a purse anywhere in the realm of a purse like that, but I mean, if you can still fight, why would you, if you know it's going to hurt you, to get down like that? Because after he lost to Tank from the body shot, he went out and said, hey, look, my ribs separated because I shrank myself so small that I got so depleted and so stretched that I, popped a rib out. And then my team basically leaked it over to Tank, who went for the body shot and knocked me out with it, And he goes, I'm never doing that again. And I don't know how much of that. I mean, it's like kind of like excusey, like after the fight you lost that. It's like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about?
If you watch that fight, the shot that took him out where he stopped, where he took the knee, you know what I'm saying? It didn't look like that was going to be the one to put him down.
Yeah,
So
it was.
maybe.
That was not the biggest shot, and I was pissed about it, and it almost looked like he quit because of that. And it was like, bro, and
the fight
honestly,
had a lot more hype, than for that finish. You know what I mean? I thought it was going to be a knockout for sure.
He could have taken Tank out. Like, dude, come on. Like, Tank wasn't doing shit before that. Like, dude,
I had taken that one all the way, though, dude. I don't know. I don't think he could beat Tank.
Dude, the Ryan Garcia that we saw take out Haney, he could take out Tank. And so, if he could have a fight like that.
I honestly think it was just skills. I think Tank just a sniper, man. You know what I mean? He picked that shot. Boom, he hits him every
That's
time.
the problem. That's what I have with Tank, though. The thing about Tank is that if he doesn't get that shot and he's really short, so if you take that into account, if Ryan goes out, plays a different kind of battle and keeps him away from him and can land a longer shots for a longer period of time, the longer it goes, the less likely Tank is to land the knockout anyway. You know, so if you don't let him have that opportunity and you fight a different fight, I mean, I think that Ryan is way bigger than him. You know, and okay, that doesn't always necessarily matter, but we all know as a fighter, you have an off night, you don't land the big shot. We just saw Holly Holm go through this. It's like, dude, where was the head kick that you got Ronda with? It's like, nah, Kayla smashed you.
Come on, man. I knew Holly Holm was going to get smashed. UFC 300.
Me too.
I you know what? I thought probably the biggest upset on there for me was not even an upset because I had them, was Renato Moicano versus Jalen Turner. Jalen Turner popped in, boom, and he went to walk away. And then Moicano got back up, then dogged him out the whole rest of the fight. Come on now.
You got to follow up on that. You know what I mean, man.
You know,
that was a bad moment. That was real bad. That was ignorant. That's what I saw from it, is that you're showboating, you're like, yeah, walk off, and then, bro, just fight karma. The MMA gods came down and were like, dude, too soon, motherfucker.
Yeah, that was a crazy fight. I thought that one was a wild one.
Dude, I loved all of it. I saw Aljo was out there. Everybody's all mad. They've been making memes about him, but he went out, and so he's on doing interviews, and he said, I had the most dominant win of 300. And then you just see like 5,000 comments under it of people like, fuck you, bro. What the you just laid on top of him the whole time.
Yeah, there was some good fights. There's a lot of good fights on there. I think the co-main event, the Weili Zhang versus the Yang,
that turned out to be something. When I was like,
that was a bang. But I do think that the Yang girl was like out. I think she was unconscious at the end of the first round. I think when she got up, she was like reaching, like staggering, and then she got up. Yeah,
she got up and she like woke up as she like.
She was
got
probably
up
like 2 seconds, 1 second away from going unconscious. For sure.
She played that like a G. She got away with one. She was just like, "No, I'm good. I'm good." You know what I mean?
It was a banger fight for sure.
And then obviously we had Max Holloway and Gaethje.
And that one, dude, that was so epic, man. That was like. That made the world stop right there. That was like comparable to when Nate Diaz submitted Conor McGregor. You know,
yes,
it was one of those like, oh my god moments. You know, that was epic, dude.
When he pointed, he said, "Let's go right now" in the fifth round. That was like, yo, he knocked him out onto his head.
But think about how many times he's done that. Everybody knows he's done that, and he's never knocked anyone out or clipped him on the end like that. You know. So
right.
It was epic.
In a lifetime. That was it.
For the BMF title, like what other way could it have gone for the BMF title? Like it was just so epic, dude.
Because the fight, to me, it was kind of like, dude, what the hell, man? Like he got him with the reverse kick and hit him on the nose, and then there were some rounds in there that it was like, dude, there wasn't, you know what I mean? Like it was epic. It was a great fight the whole way through, but. You know, it was like we wanted some more wild moments. It was like Max is a volume fighter. You know what I mean? So there were some times when Gaethje came in and was landing some heavy shots and shit and like rocked him a few times, and then vice versa.
Right off the rip, though, as soon as he ate that first spin kick, whatever, to the nose, he was a whole different fighter. He just stopped at that point. You know, I think he knew he was fucked.
Dude, yeah, that thing, it like broke his nose sideways, and you saw the blood, and it was just like
who knows? Maybe if he didn't have the nose problem, it would have been more of a different fight. But you definitely
fucked up my parlay, bro. He fucked up my parlay because I had Gaethje on it because I was like, man, Gaethje is like. I get it. Max is a dog, and he had all the volume in the world and everything like that. But I just saw that, like, man, Gaethje's one of those fighters where you start hitting him, and he just steps in and starts freaking unloading bombs and has that gas tank to match. Like, where it's like,
I don't think he has that gas tank though. I feel like maybe, but I feel like he doesn't. I feel like he wastes too much on the wild punches. You know, I feel like when you saw him fight Dustin Poirier the first time, I feel like that was a good example of him gassing out. You know.
Yeah. He said Snake needs one of those moments. Can we expect to see something like that from you in your next fight? Are you gonna go to pay and be like right here, right now, and go for broke? You know what I mean?
I was gonna, but then Max Holloway did that. You know what I'm saying? So now I'd just be corny as fuck if I did. You know? So no, we'll probably just clip each other. You know, during the fight. You know, it's gonna be a good fight. You know, I'm excited. I'm just excited for what he brings. I think he's definitely a different style of opponent than the rest. Like, I've fought long guys. I've fought, you know what I mean? Big guys, strong guys are going to come forward. And I fought Elvin, obviously, with a weird style. So I think he definitely comes in a little more technical with his boxing. And I think he'll definitely move more in and out, more lateral and stuff like that. But it won't be enough. I'm still going to beat him.
So May 17th, big fight. What are you the main event?
Yes, sir.
Yo, you got there. You got it done, bro. So, dude, this is a big one for you, and we'll all be tuned in to watch you, bro, because like I said, you get that 5-0. 5-0 is when I feel like you get to start bossing around the promotion a little bit and telling them, hey, look, man, like, I need to call out. I need a big fight now. I need some money. I need some money, okay? Where is it at?
Yeah.
Where are your little stars at? Where are they at? Where's Palomino? Did Palomino quit? Like, dude, let's go. Get me Trout. Get Trout's ass. We got a hook for him, you know?
Yeah, for sure. No, I want Trout, dude. Fuck Palomino. I don't want to fight Palomino. That dude fucking, for what? That dude just hold up the fucking division, dude. You know what I'm saying? If he was a little more active, I'd definitely fight him. But he's just fucking, he's a lazy fighter, bro. I think he's on his way out. You know, I don't see him staying around too long. If he does, you know, I feel like Bryce Henry in the 155 is definitely going to scrape him, you know? I feel like, obviously, Trout exposed him. He doesn't know how to deal with the long-range fighters, man. And I've never met that dude personally, but from watching him, he definitely has the skill. He's definitely someone to watch. You know, I saw him when he TKO'd Tom Schoaf over in Florida. So that was pretty nice, man. I think he's definitely the star in the 155 division.
Oh, yeah. Bryce Henry. Is that who you mean?
Bryce Henry.
Yeah, Bryce is a beast. Like, the way he took out his last opponent, and like he hasn't even been hit. It's like, dude, he just has those wheels underneath of him. He's like running backwards.
He's a long dude that knows how to use his reach to his advantage for sure.
Man.
And he's done it every time, you know. So I think he's definitely someone to watch, and I think he's a good fighter, dude.
And he's young, and he's willing to take those risks, and he also, it's like he's having fun in there. Like, some fighters, it's like looks like painful for them, and they get all mad. Honestly, like the fight this weekend, we got Christine Misfit. I'll tell you, Misfit, she gets angry. Sometimes she gets upset during her fight week. She, has to cut weight. She has to go in there and fight. She's one of those fighters that it doesn't seem like it's somebody who wants to go through all those processes, not just dancing around in there and fun, like having fun. She looks at her opponents and she'll be like talking crap and getting all intense with them and like personally mad at them the whole time, and afterwards swearing and yelling, and it's like a big relief when it's over for her, and I see the opposite with Bryce Henry. Bryce Henry's like, whatever, bro, bow, like.
And that's it's funny because, like, I met her in person, like, when she's come over here to Omaha to watch, I don't know who fought. I think Taylor Starling fought over here, that Jade Masson girl. And I think she came to watch them, whatever. But super nice. Like, like, everybody that walked up to her for a picture, you know what I mean? She stood there, took a picture with everybody.
Jade, right? Jade?
No. The Christine for her.
Oh, Christine, yep.
Yeah. Like, she was super nice. Like, every fan that wanted a picture with her, she took a picture with her. Took the time. I just felt like she was a super genuine person when I did meet her. So, like, it's crazy like that she goes out there. I think she has to hit that switch. You know what I mean? once it's fight
Yes.
game, she hits that switch, man. So it's like, but in reality, I think she's a super nice person.
What do you think? What do you think this weekend? So, what do you think? We got what is it? The Women of Violence belt or something. What's it called? The
Really?
yeah. So they got Christine Ferreira versus Heather Hardy. Who you got?
Oh,
Heather the Heat Hardy coming from boxing. So now,
yeah.
mind you, this gives me shades of Palomino versus Trout. You know, because Heather Hardy got the rep over there in boxing. She can move, and she's a brawler.
Yeah.
You know, and Christine, you know, I mean, she's the bare knuckler, and we see that. You know.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be kind of like a little awakening for Heather Hardy. I do think see like the difference with Trout and Palomino was like the size, you know what I mean? And I don't feel like there's a size difference between them too much. I feel like Christine's more the dog where she's gonna walk in and walk her down, you know what I mean, and get in there for the brawl. And definitely like Heather can be ready, she can be down for it too, but I don't think she can take. No. I think she'll get.
It's definitely, you know,
It's definitely. I think she'll get a little more cut, a little more bloody, and I don't know. I don't know if she's down for it. You got to see. Like everybody, there's a lot of people who like to sign up for bare knuckle, go in there and fight, but there's a lot of people who fizzle out after one fight. So
it's definitely a big opponent for your first ever bare knuckle fight. Like, bro, that's a big opponent. Like, you going right for the dog. Like, wow. You know, if she pulls that off, she'd be a superstar in bare knuckle. Straight up. You know,
and
but
sometimes, like, but I mean, like, those are the fights that you want to take. Honestly, those are the fights that you're supposed to lose and you win. Those are the best fights right there. You know,
right. It's setting her up for a big win for sure. If she pulls that off, woo.
Yeah, I'm sure that Heather Hardy 100% believes that she'll win in every way. You know what I mean? So I think like those are the best fights right there. When you pull off a fight that everybody thinks you're going to lose and you know you can win, those are the best ones.
Yo, Carlos, thanks for coming on, bro. That shit was dope. We're going to check you out May 17th,
yes,
bro. Big fight.
May 17th, Omaha, Nebraska.
Peg. Wow, Omaha, Nebraska card, main event. Dude, sell them tickets, man. You know what I mean?
Yes,
so everybody check this
me.
boy out. Yep, that was dope. Great interview. Later, dude.
What's up?
Yo, Trinidad Snake, that was very interesting hearing him weigh in on all those topics. You know what I mean? We talked about Ryan Garcia. We talked about his fight. We talked about all the matchups in bare knuckle and everything going around. So, Ryan, he says, Hank, should we expect to see you in Connecticut? Should I get you a ticket? Bro, I thought you already got me a ticket. Motherfucker better be in my inbox. You know what I mean? So switching, we got one more story. Okay, we got one more story, and we're going to switch it over to the Hank News. We got ourselves a story all the way from my town in Brattleboro, and we're going to watch this, and we'll weigh in on this. So what I'll do, like I always do, play the video, and then allow you guys to make your comments, and I'll tell you all the back juicy details about what was going on and everything like that. So here we go.
Breaking news.
I'm Hank with Brattleboro News and PlanetHank.com. I'm here outside Goozer's Market off Canal Street in downtown Brattleboro, where police found a female driver slumped over behind the wheel of her minivan about 1:30 a.m. on April 21st. The officer was conducting a routine patrol around town when he came across the female driver and was worried for her safety. So he pulled over, he tapped on the window, woke the woman up. She seemed a little dumbfounded that an officer was waking her up.
Morning. You okay? You roll the window up for a second?
The officer asked a few questions and ultimately got her out of the vehicle and conducted some field sobriety tests. He made her walk the line. He checked her eyes with a flashlight and a pen, and he made her hold her foot up and count.
Get 9 steps right back. All right. Hands at your sides.
1, 2, I can't think anything.
Okay.
Oh my god. Oh. I can't do it. I can't do it.
She ultimately passed the field sobriety test as far as the officer was concerned, and he did not think that she was under the influence of alcohol and operating a vehicle, but he was suspicious of something that he might find inside the vehicle. He asked for consent to search the vehicle, which she denied.
He conducted field sobriety tests with the woman. He was not
Sergeant
able to
Hamilton.
know that she was impaired. The tests are not for alcohol. The tests are for impairment on alcohol or another drug.
The officer was convinced he had probable cause to impound the vehicle and request a search warrant to search the vehicle at a later date. The officer asked for consent to search her person, which she gave, and they were able to find a small amount of crack cocaine in her possession.
She take something?
Mhm.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you make her
So last night, Officer Wild was on patrol on Canal Street, found a woman in a vehicle that he was concerned was having a medical emergency. Summoned other officers to the scene. In the process of checking on the woman, discovered evidence in the vehicle that maybe there was contraband in the vehicle. So got consent for a search of the vehicle, and the woman, once we found that the woman was not in need of medical attention, got consent for the woman, and then seized the vehicle when she did not grant consent to the vehicle, and is applying for a search warrant for that vehicle through courts.
They ultimately let the female driver go and told her that they needed to exchange contact information and that they were impounding the vehicle. They searched her and allowed her to get a few of her personal items out of her van, but they ultimately put her in the squad car and gave her a ride home for the night. It's unclear what is going to happen as far as if the officer is going to be able to obtain a search warrant to even conduct his search, or what's going to happen as far as any charges for this woman. But she got a ride home from the police, and her vehicle was put on a tow truck and brought back to the station. I'm Hank with Brattleboro News and PlanetHank.com.
Are you kidding me, bro? How? What I want to know is how. Literally, so you literally had crack? You had crack cocaine, and they didn't know what to do with you. Man, so let me tell you a little bit about what happened. We were doing like our last lap, okay? I was talking to cop for a while, and then it was getting so late, and it was 4:20 when we were like expecting something to happen, but nothing was happening. And then sure enough, they go to make the last lap around Brattleboro, and dude, she's just like pulled in all crazy sideways, slumped over like this over the vehicle. And it was like, holy crap, and I saw it and I pulled right in. I saw the officer pull in and light it up. And she was completely passed out when he went up to the window. So he had a moment to like shine the light around and see what was going on before he even woke her up. And she was completely assed out. And man, so I have a feeling, I didn't know what he saw when he was looking through the glass before he woke her up, but I have a feeling that that's when he saw some drugs or saw something. And, so we asked for consent. He knew her by her name. I think it was Courtney or something. I don't know what the name was. It's in the video. He knew her by name. He goes, "Are you on the scanner getting this stuff? It's fucking amazing." Yes. Shout out to Jeff Bush, Cherokee Diversified, and DR Roofing Solutions. But Jeff Bush really hooked it up. He hooked me up with his new scanner right here. This is a very, very nice scanner. This was some expensive equipment, but it allows me to pull up on the scene lightning quick, sooner than anybody. Like I can get to the calls before the cops in a lot of cases, okay? And I'll tell you like this, the police like this. The police are not mad about this. They are 100% happy. They love this. They love the fact that we're making them look good. Like, you know, I don't bash the police or anything like that, but it's also like it gives them an opportunity to do their job as a police officer and do it well. Like to do those field sobriety tests and be watched and filmed. The officers like to be in their uniforms and seen like making the calls and doing the searches and whatever. So he goes, because politicians are shutting down local news sources. Facts. We don't have any local news. Nobody talks about any of this stuff. Nothing. Our news here is like a bunch of soft, fake little liberal news stories, like about flowers around town. The Brattleboro Common came out with a story over the weekend about how there were volunteers raking the bushes outside the library. Like, nobody cares. Nobody cares about you doing basic stuff that everybody, like, what? So you went and raked up some leaves and that's a front page story? Like, can we have a real news source? We have a town with real problems. We have all kinds of stuff going on. So as soon as I started doing this, my insights are way up. Everybody loves it. They want to watch this stuff. They want to see this stuff happen. They are not trying to hear about leaves being raked up. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. He goes, "You are inspiring me to do this in town. Maybe put local news under the PH banner." Dude, do it. Do it. Get yourself a scanner. These aren't cheap. Set yourself up for success. Drive around, do some night crawling. Everybody loves it. But back to the story. So after he gets her out of the car, he goes and gets her to do the walk the line segment and everything. And so apparently her ankle has an injury. She has an injury on her ankle. So she couldn't walk the line. I know the video makes it look like that she, you know, stepped off of the line and like failed her test. But the second sobriety test that he did, well, actually it was a third because he kept doing the pen in the eye test. And, but then he goes to the third test where you stand on one foot, raise your foot in the air, and then you count, you know, and she counted to 10. She literally did it. I was rooting for her at that point because it was like, wow. No, she did not step off. She did it. She counted. And whatever. So the officer, even the officer was like, okay. And he could not confirm through the field sobriety test that she was, you know, DWI, driving under the influence of substance. And like Patrol Sergeant Hamilton said, he goes, the tests are not just for alcohol. They're for drugs and or alcohol. And so the story makes you suspect her of using drugs. Okay. And why are you parked and sleeping outside of the, you know, store at Goozer's? Like, there's no reason for her to be parked there. And all crooked, like pulled in all crooked and like passed out over the edge. Something was going on. You know what I mean? Something was definitely going on. He goes, they ran her name and realized that she was the neighbor's daughter. Yeah, or the sheriff's daughter. Man, it had to be something. So, man, they searched her. They found the crack on her. And that's when I was like, oh, man, this is going to get ramped up. And I don't understand myself. I'm not sure why they did not put her in handcuffs right then. What I think is that, honestly, we have so much drugs in our town. We have so much drugs in our town that I oftentimes see the police let people slide on small amounts of drugs. A tiny amount, like I don't know how much was in it. I was whatever it was, 15 steps away. Like, you know, I have to mind my business a little bit and stay out of their call. So I was able to ask her a question about what they found and everything. But, you know, I stand back and I zoom my lens in. And so they found a little tiny bit of crack, and I don't know what's up with the charge for that. So what I got the idea is that since they were impounding the vehicle to, you know, get a search warrant, the officer was like, okay, I have probable cause to believe that something's in the vehicle, and I'm not letting you take the vehicle, blah, blah. So he told her that she could go home. And so I don't know. It's not a question of they let her go for the rock. It's that they can charge her at any time for it. So for the fact that they're going to take it off of her, I heard the officer say that basically she was not operating the vehicle when we pulled up. Okay, some precincts, some states, the police are way, way more aggressive with this type of stuff. I know you get down into the South or you get into frickin' Indiana or something. There's no way that this story would happen. Up here in the North, we have so much drugs and so many people using and having contact with drugs that the police can't always arrest and bring people in for, you know what I mean, one little tiny rock, one little tiny piece of rock. It's like she's probably had multiple arrests for this, and that they're going to bring her to the station if they even arrested her for it, and they'd get a $50 bail. It was 2 o'clock in the morning at this point. It was a bunch of BS. He goes, bro, we had 2 females found in the street shot over here in the last week. Yeah, he goes, they dude, there's news stories everywhere. But yeah, so here's the other thing. They could include, which I think is what's going to happen. They're going to include the arrest for the rock, the possession, along with whatever they find in the car. Like, I don't know. They're going to have to go get a warrant and go figure it out. So what I'm on the press release email. So when I get the press release and I get some more information about it, basically what I'll be doing with press releases and follow-ups with all these stories is being able to talk to you guys on the podcast about, like, okay, remember this story? Boom, boom, boom. This is what happened. And there's a Freedom of Information way that I can get some body cam footage and get some more information, like about arraignments and about convictions and stuff like that, so we can talk about it. He goes, what they find, you need to get in there while they're searching. Usually so I have a deal with Sergeant Hamilton. He was like, don't put my officers on because I don't want to get in trouble or something like that. I'll give you some statements. So he gave me some more information about this story, and he gives me more information about other stories, and it's been working out. So I have another story. I'm making it today. It should be out. There was an arrest. There was a car pulled over. There's a bunch of blue lights. There's a search. There's a lot more stuff like that coming out. And, obviously I'm about to turn the scanner on and be listening. So if you're out in Brattleboro, oh, and one more thing. The Brattleboro police are pulling people over left and right. So if you're out there speeding or you got your tags messed up, y'all better be getting your shit figured out, because these boys are pulling people over. They're doing their job. They're doing what they're supposed to do. And let's go. Let's go. The Brattleboro News is here to stay. Planet Hank Live Show, the dopest podcast you ever seen. Everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing it up. We had so many different people pulling it out. Big shout out to Elvin Brito for coming on. Shout out to Trinidad Snake coming on. Our sports news section was lit today. Again, everybody, thanks for watching. The Brattleboro News on planethank.com. Head over to my YouTube. He goes, it's inspiring, dude. Big shout out to Ryan Phillips.